guys. Super pumped. My first night on the cabin. Come up for the weekend. It's supposed to be minus 17 tonight though. I got lots to do. It's windy. Hopefully it's not too bad on the microphone. Got my sleigh here. I'm gonna get some wood. Got a bunch of other things I gotta get together. I'll come back at you when I'm inside and there's not as much wind. So I think that'll be a pretty good stash of wood for the first night. It's mostly all softwood. I got a couple pieces of oak, 4 pieces of, maybe 5 pieces of oak, 6 pieces of oak to get me through the nights. Should be good. It was minus 20 when I got here. And inside the cabin it was about minus 13. So I started the wood stove, started it going fairly good. And she's still going well. I bought one of those eco fans, so it would blow the air around really good, and doesn't cost any power because it just runs on thermal energy. That'll move the air closer to the stairwell to get it upstairs. I got a kettle that's good for gas and induction wood stove, or gas and wood stoves. So I got some water in there, and as it heats up, it'll let a little steam off to help increase the humidity in here. So it's coming together pretty good. I'm pretty happy. The temperature in here now is a balmy 70. So I should be comfortable. 21, just below 70. So I should be comfortable tonight, but we'll see once it gets dark. And with this wind, I'm sure that it's taken a lot of the thermal energy off the bottom. There's no insulation in the floor or in the ceiling on the second floor. So I got lots to do to get set up. I got to have some supper, so I'll come back at you and give you an update as the night goes on. Well, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. 4 hours after getting to the cabin, lighting the wood stove, I got it at 80 in here. And she's pumping pretty good. Right, just down to a dull roar on low. Fans giving her. Pretty happy guy. As you can see though, with no insulation, she's dripping good and making icicles. So here's my bed set up. I got a tarp down underneath to help protect the air mattress. And then I got a plug-in blow-up air mattress. Sleeping on a sleeping bag for insulation, and then I got my other sleeping bag open. And then that's a plug-in air mattress, so it'll pump up all night. And I brought my propane 18,000 BTU Mr. Heater up here too, just in case I need it. But It's pretty warm up here. And then there's my propane light for when I turn the generator off. I think tomorrow I'll install the inverter. Well, guys, everything so far on the first night in the cabin is going really well. I got some supper on the go. Some mashed potatoes and gravy. Oh yeah, that looks like it's gonna be nice. And then over on my camp cooker, which is what I'm using to cook until I install or buy my propane oven, I got some chickens all fired up and good to go. So I'm gonna have an eat the bite. We got let's see, we got balmy 72 degrees in here, so that's perfect. So I'm going to get this food plated up and have an eat the bite, and I'll update you once I go to bed. So hey guys, the first night in the cabin is going really well, despite it being minus 20 outside. The main floor of the cabin heated up with the wood stove in about 4 hours. It was 80 degrees in here, so I choked everything right back, and it settled down to around 70, 73. Up here though, the heat doesn't seem to want to come up the stairwell very well, so I don't know, I'll probably put a vent in over here. Just a hole in the floor with a vent so the warm air can come up better. So I ran my Mr. Heater 18,000 BTU heater up here for, well, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes. And that got this space warm. So I've had that off for a little while, and now it's like probably 60, 65 degrees in here. So I got my minus 30 sleeping bag. That should keep me warm for the night, as the wood stove's stoked, but with all the softwood that I'm burning, it'll probably only last like 2.5 or 3 hours. And then it's going to start to drop in temperature. I'll have to restoke it or maybe even restart it in the morning. I think tomorrow I'll bring my inverter up and install the inverter in the cabin. I'm not sure if I'll put that in this video or put it in another one by itself, but we'll see how that goes. So I'm gonna catch some Z's. It's 1 in the morning. I've watched some YouTube and fiddled around on my phone long enough. It's time for some sleep. We'll see you guys in the morning. Good night. everyone. How are you today? So it was about 42. I had a great night. It was super warm in the cabin. I've already got up. I had to strip down to my underwear to be able to get to sleep because it was warm up here. I woke up this morning and it was about 40. It's pretty cool. So I cranked on the propane heater. I went downstairs and I restoked the wood stove. There was I had put a piece of oak in before I went to bed with some poplar, and that piece of oak was still solid, but charcoal and mostly all glowing. That was the only piece that was left. Everything else had turned white in the bottom, so I smashed that piece of oak down with my poker, flattened out the coals. I left the door open for a while to get them all red again, and put a couple more pieces of softwood in. Cranked her on and went and took care of the 3 S's. If anyone knows what those are, then cool. If not, I'll leave it to your imagination. When I come back up, she was roaring good, right up to temperature. Shut the damper down, and it had already come up to 60, and now it's up to 70. Made myself a tea, washed some dishes, and I come to give you an update. So I'm excited for the day. Got a full day to do whatever I want. I'm going to get my snow machine running. I'm going to, so I can do some ice fishing, because the ice froze over last night. It was so cold, the bay. It's froze over now. I'll put a picture up of it frozen. I think it's going to open up though. It's pretty windy today again. So it calmed down through the night last night. And then today it's just howling. So I think the water, where it's the big water, is gonna, the water is gonna be pushed up, and then the ice is gonna break down the bay. So if that happens, I'll take a picture of that and I'll post it up too. So yeah, I'll get my snow machine running. Well, first I gotta get my 4-wheeler running because it's in front of my snow machine, but blah blah blah, you don't care about all that stuff. And then I want to get that inverter done, and then just chill and enjoy the weather, enjoy the nature. Okay, so right on. I'm gonna get to it, and we'll see you guys soon.